Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Celtics in Boston. Well, for Boston, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. One of the guys to watch tonight is going to be Kevin Love. He's got that great combination of skill and motor, one of the more versatile power forwards in the game, Kenny, with that specific skill set.
Yeah, his skill set is really unique because he is a power forward who also can be a finesse forward. He can throw those long-range outlet passes and then step back for a three. So it really is difficult to guard this guy, and his offensive approach is great.
You know, he's basically known for rebounding. His numbers were down last season, but he's still one of the best rebounders at the power forward spot in the NBA. So hopefully he can get those numbers back up to where they were.
And with that, it's just about time for the tip. We'll see you later.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. It's getting noisy here in Boston. We're at the home of the Celtics. So Cleveland will get the first possession. Look at Cleveland's starting group. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Thompson in at the 5. Smith against Bradley. Sullinger with a screen for Bradley. A three-pointer is right on target. Bradley's got the first basket of the game for Boston.
Good make to get things underway.
Yeah, and always a relief, I think, to get those first points out of the way and actually get that first sweat and that first bit of contact in the game because it just settles you down a little bit.
Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other All-Stars, quite honestly, Kevin, but you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
Another miss by Irving.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Thomas kicks to Sullinger. Sullinger a screen on LeBron. Sullinger the screen. Tries it from the top of the key. And it's Irving with the rebound.
And for Irving, he did come into last year hot. I mean, he won the MVP and international play while with Team USA.
Now here is Smith. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Thomas. Now here's Crowder. Not a lot of room. The feed now to Thomas. And the rejection by James. Bradley, no one around him. Shot is off. So Cleveland will take it the other way. Now here is Irving. Now Thompson. Dishes it to Irving. 5 on the clock. The high post shot. That one off the back iron and out.
And for Kyrie taking home the MVP and a Team USA tourney like that, it's a huge ego boost. I mean, of all the stars on that team, he shined the brightest, and I think that's going to help his confidence for this year.
Well, I'm impressed with the determination he showed right there, getting himself in a good position under the glass. Did his work early there.
Yeah, with the presence of mind, know just where the rebound was going to go to.
And then also just the niftiness with that tip in, just a quick touch, again, before the defense knows what hit him. Guys, I was a bit worried, but now we all know the rim doesn't have a lid on it.
Yeah, you could actually feel the tightness and tenseness with each miss. I'm actually glad to see they got that first one out of the way.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. James kicks to Love. Guys, just watching Kevin Love, he brings so much to the table. But if you had to pick one thing, Clark, it might be the rebound.
I agree with you. I mean, he's not super athletic, doesn't blow you out of the water with his athleticism, but a few seasons back, this guy averaged 15 rebounds a game.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good from Love.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
Johnson sets the screen for Bradley. 11 feet away. No good. Good D by Love.
And guys, you look at what makes Love such a prolific rebounder. Great anticipation. I mean, he has the broad shoulders to create space in the paint, the strong anchor to hold his position. It's no wonder he's been a dominating force on the glass at every level since high school.
The Celtics with the lead. Outside Thomas. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And guys, as much as Isaiah Thomas can help you on offense, at times he can hurt you on the defensive side. Immediately posted up by whomever he's guarding, you have to give help. And of course, that leaves your defense vulnerable, particularly on the weak side and controlling that defensive backboard.
Greg, you're talking about Isaiah Thomas before. Certainly his short stature limits him on Clark, the defensive side.
Yeah, but you know what? He doesn't rack up a ton of steals given his instincts and quickness. I think he really focuses on making his impact at the offensive end.
Both free throws good from Isaiah Thomas.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
Now here's Thompson from 10 feet out, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. And Boston has possession. Thomas passes to Sullinger. Nice ball movement by Boston. Sullinger the screen. Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. The Celtics need to get a shot off. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Greg, you were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns in their first meeting. He took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared him down as he was hitting shots. Looked at that bench, man. He had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
Now here's Thomas following the miss by Kyrie Irving. Here's Sullinger, nails the baby hook.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
The Cavaliers trail by 3. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
I was able to talk with Brad Stevens for a minute. I asked him if there was an X factor in this game, a player they couldn't forget about, and he said it would have to be Tristan Thompson, the power forward out of Texas. He said Thompson is still developing from a skill standpoint, but his motor is really off the charts. You always have to find him and get a body on him when the shot goes up, because the guy never takes a play off. Guys, they've been forewarned. We'll see if they take it to heart.
Thanks, Doris.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
In the corner, it's James. Just 5 on the clock. A terrific shot on the turnaround.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
Celtics. Cleveland also making some changes. Fry comes in for Tristan Thompson, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for J.R. Smith. Boston with the ball. They trail by 1.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were close games.
There's the screen. Here's Crowder. Sinks that one from the post. And the Celtics lead by 1. For Cleveland, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first.
Back up your point about the Celtics being in close games. I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
Here's Thomas. Following the basket by Kevin Love. On the wing, Turner. Covered by LeBron. Crowder. No good. Great D that time from Love. And here are the Cavaliers. They're on a 14-6 run. Irving dishes to Dellavedova. It's a pick by Love. Dellavedova kicks to Love. And the 3 off target. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Outside Bradley. Launches it. Here's Sullinger. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Really strong rebounding on the interior. He gets the easy putback.
Here's Dellavedova. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Inside. Lets it go from 11. They get it back. Here's Fry. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. Turner with it. He's picked up by James. Celtics passing it around. Crowder the pass to Turner. Great D that time from LeBron.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up. He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Sullinger the screen. It's Thomas outside, and there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That is his first foul of the game. Boston making some changes. Olenek is checked in for Jared Sullinger. Urebko comes in for Jay Crowder, and Marcus Smart is subbed in for Avery Bradley. Mozgov, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Amon Shumpert has come in for Kyrie Irving. Cleveland's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Dellavedova kicks to Fry. Pass to LeBron. The jumper from the free throw line is good. LeBron's got 6 points. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now, here's Thomas. Yaremko dishes to Smart. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And shot on the way. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
And guys, we've seen teams hire college coaches with no NBA experience before. It hasn't always worked out, but for Boston, they have to be very pleased with Brad Stevens.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Boston.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
And Brad Stevens now in his third year coaching the Celtics. Greg, I know you admire him from afar. Good fit for the franchise. Good fit, Clark, for a young team.
Agree with you completely on all of that. He stresses team unity and selflessness and sets the example and tone with his demeanor.
Here's Dellavedova. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Outside Turner. From past the arc. And Olynyk gets it to go on this assist by Thomas. And the Celtics lead by 4.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
LeBron against Turner. James, no good. Boston's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Smart with the ball. He's picked up by LeBron. Thomas against Shumpert. And Thomas, here we go. The shot's good from Jerebko.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Here's Dellavedova. 1:11 left to play in the first quarter. Feeds it to Fry. And another miss by Cleveland.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
The shot by Turner, no good. The Cavaliers trail by 6. There's a good screen. James kicks to Mozgov. That one's off, still out of sync.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Outside Thomas. Out left to the wing. Now here's Smart. Funded by Shumpert. And again, it's Boston converted.
That is so tough to defend. He'll cross you over in a nanosecond. That move is next to unstoppable.
LeBron up top. It's deflected. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Celtics out in front as they wrap up the first quarter with a 13-4 run. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Had a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm and collected throughout the ups and downs of the NBA season.
For me, at a younger age, I was never even keel. We would win a playoff game when I was younger. I was excited out of my mind, and then you would lose, and I was the worst person in the world. But I think at this point in my career, I kind of stay even. One game shouldn't affect the next game. You know, you go out and play as hard as you can, live with the results.
Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
Yeah, he really has been. It's amazing to see the pressure he's dealt with and the way he's handled it with that even-keeled nature. You know, he's as solid and steady as they come at this point in his career. Nothing phases him, nothing rattles him.
All All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
I just think that from an intensity standpoint, their defense has really been the key. It's been the catalyst as they've been able to disrupt their opponent's offense.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been much more intense defensively. And their defense not only has been intense, but it's been swarming and saran wrap-like.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. Amon Shumpert is out there with Kevin Love. And it's Thompson in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Smart. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Here's Crowder. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Crowder's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Celtics. Now Cleveland shooting 32% overall right now. Not one of their better showings. Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really like. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Here's Smart following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Here's Olynyk. No good with the triple. The Cavaliers trail by 8. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And the foul on Marcus Smart. That is his first foul of the game.
And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% accuracy from 3 was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his release looked money.
Offensive rebound. Johnson gets the bucket.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now here's Love. He has 6. Thompson outside. And Thompson swings it home.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Here's Smart. The Cavaliers making the shot. No luck. Great D that time from Irving.
You know, you talk about Smart's lackluster field goal percentage. Once he gets more comfortable with his ball handling and adjust to the length in the NBA, I think he'll convert more at the basket. That'll also create more drive and dish chances for him as well.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. He kicks to Sullinger. It's Bradley on the wing. Johnson sets the screen for Bradley. Passes it to Smart. Sullinger, a screen on Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Sullinger, no good.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Irving kicks to Smith. The screen from Thompson. And Love has it in the corner. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists in the game. Celtics leading by 5. Pass to Johnson. Johnson with a screen on Smith. Bradley drives in. Boston again missing. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter. So here's Smith. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is
now,
key.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loop shots.
That's good from J.R. Smith. Well, for J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring, You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
No good on the second free throw. Well, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence, Clark, his entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
Sellinger, no good.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Irving passes to Shumpert. Back to Irving. Down low. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And for Smith and his confidence, last year even he said he's on pace to be one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. So obviously not lacking in belief in his ability. And not sure if I can agree with J.R. Smith's assessment that he'll be one of the greatest shooters of all time, but he's pretty deep into his career at this point. Maybe he's hoping for a Kyle Korver type of career after 30 years of age. And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max verticals, shoulders carved like Michelangelo, but he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set, and you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
And that one's good. 6 points for Jared Sullinger. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Irving kicks to Love. Thompson sets the pick for Love. Thompson outside. Just 5 to shoot. And he goes in for the dunk.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yeah, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward.
Some information for us, Doris.
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through Love. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. Here's Shumpert. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Shumpert's got the game tied up here for Cleveland.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep. And trying to come up with a highlight reel finish, somebody forgot to finish it.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for him.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. And for Shumpert last year, Clark, he added the defense and athleticism on the wing that Cleveland so desperately needed.
Yeah, he sure did, Kevin. And he also became a facilitator of all things. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from him, but he averaged over 3 assists a game, easily the best mark of his career.
Good point. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Now here's Shumpert after the miss from Evan Turner. It's a pick by Love. Love with the screen on Bradley. A drive by Shumpert. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Shumpert's got 7 now in this quarter.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Now here's Smart. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Smart's got 6. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
No luck. Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. Irving with the ball. Love outside. The pass to Thompson. Outside Irving. From about 19 feet. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Bradley. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Cavaliers.
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
You know, one other thing that's clear is how well they're burying their jump shots here in the early going.
The first free throw is good.
You know, they've changed their game here in the second, getting a little bit more physical, playing with some toughness now.
And I'm looking for them to increase that lead if they can keep getting to the free throw line.
Jerebko's checked in for Boston. Thomas comes in for Avery Bradley. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. LeBron, he's checked in for Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Sullinger the screen. Now here's Smart, guarded by Shumpert. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 3 assists now in this one.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Here's Dellavedova. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. James. Mozgov dishes to Fry. The baseline jumper goes down. And the Cavaliers lead by 2.
Well, here in the second, not as listless. They're showing some signs of life offensively.
You know, steadying themselves. After a tough start, they're back on track.
Now here's Sullinger. He has 6. He dishes it to Jerebko. And again, Buxton with the triple. Guys, a little wild first half this has been.
I'd say, I mean, 8 lead changes, that speaks for itself.
Wow, back and forth start, that's for sure.
LeBron against Turner. Ron right side. 16 feet away. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, impressive effort from both on the backcourt.
Now here's Smart. There's a screen. Back to Thomas for the 3. The Cavaliers pull it in.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And Shumpert kicks to Mozgov. Here's Dellavedova. He's guarded by Thomas. Mozgov with the bucket.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Inside. Turner passes to Urepko. Now here's Smart, guarded by Shumpert. It's stolen by Amon Shumpert. The drive by James, and count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Kelly Olynyk checked in for Jared Sullinger. For Cleveland, they have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
It was a tough battle down the stretch, but the Celtics were able to get back into the playoffs last year.
And kind of just hovering around all season, but give them credit. They fought their way in and spent only 1 year out of the postseason in their rebuild.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 9. Here's Dellavedova. The tray. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Now here's Thomas. He's got 7.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
With the second effort, shot is no good, and it's Boston the other way. Smart kicks to Turner. 46 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Smart dishes to Olynyk. Here's Turner. No good, unable to end this run. Cleveland leading by 7. And Shumpert kicks to LeBron. There's the dish to Fry. 5 to shoot. It's Mozgov, high post. And the Cavaliers get another bucket right there.
And he's showing us a little bit of everything now, taking a leaner with no one on him.
Out left to the wing. Urepko from outside off the mark.
Really tough for this group right now, trying anything to stop the run.
And no matter what they've tried, it hasn't worked. I think they've just got to slow it down, idle it back, and get back to the basics.
The Cavaliers have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
2 shots.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Celtics making a switch here. And so he makes both from the line. And we've reached halftime in this one. Cavaliers lead by 11. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, I've got Kevin Love here. And Kevin, I know you're tired heading to the locker room, but after starting off a bit slow, you guys really started to pick it up out there.
Well, we had a slow start on defensive end, first few minutes, but we started to get it going. On the offensive end, we feel good.
That was a winded Kevin Love, Mr. Harlan.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. Cleveland had some issues in the first quarter. The deficit for them at one point grew to 8 points in the period. They did not come out of their warm-ups with their A game. An absolutely incredible turnaround in the second quarter, though, as they were piling up the points and stringing together big-time defensive stops, ending up with an 11-point lead. What'd you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
Well, the shots were dropping wrong. I mean, they were just dropping out of everywhere, dropping out the ceiling, dropping out the popcorn guy, man's hand, whatever. It didn't matter what the defense was. They found a way to get a good look almost every time. They just got to be patient, take as long as they need to keep finding those high percentage shots.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
I look at the lack of free throw attempts as a key indicator. Because the funny thing about getting to the charity stripe, you have to earn it. You have to put your body in harm's way and be physically willing to take the hit. Right now, one team's playing aggressively and the other team isn't. That's the big difference in the score.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for the Celtics, Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side. Johnson is out there with Jared Sullinger. And it's Crowder in at the three.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role, didn't let the move bother him, and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
Now, here is Irving after LeBron James's miss. Thompson sets the pick for Smith. Back to Thompson. 6 on the shot clock. And now the fast break. Thomas with the ball, and he gets it to go. Crowder's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Boston.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Now here's Love. Irving attacking. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. To the inside. And Bradley gets it to go on the assist by Thomas. Thomas got 4 assists in the game. Well, for Thompson, he was great off the bench. You're right, Greg, for the Cavs last year. Even earned some Clark's 6th Man of the Year consideration votes.
And deserved it because of how he played and his impact. He actually had his best year in terms of shooting efficiency. Got a career-high 55% from the floor.
In the corner, Bradley with it. Lets it go. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Bradley's got 7 points in the game.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. They've gotten good looks. They've made 3 out of 4 of them.
That's a pick by Love. Kicks it to Smith. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Irving for 3. Great D that time from Thomas.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Here we go, Boston.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Johnson sets the screen for Thomas. He feeds it to Johnson. He got right to the cup using that screen. Johnson's got 6.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
I'm watching Amir Johnson, Clark. He seems so casual about silently destroying opponents in the paint, and he's carried that air about him almost his entire career.
You know what? He's rarely had plays called for him, Kevin. He doesn't produce a bunch of highlights, but he's really potent. I mean, one of the league's best at defending opponents at the rim, grabbing in-traffic rebounds. Those both are valuable assets.
The Cavaliers leading by 8.
And talking about Amir Johnson, he's really the last of a discontinued model, if you will. When the Pistons called his name in the 2005 NBA draft, the year before the rookie age limit was put in place, he became the last 18-year-old drafted into our league. And it did take him a number of years to kind of get up to the pro speed.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
No doubt the defense had better play a little tighter.
Now here's Thomas. He has 7. Here's Sullinger. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Sullinger's got 8 points.
Guys, did you know not once in Johnson's 10 seasons has he averaged more than 11 points or 7.5 rebounds a game? Sometimes he doesn't even start. And yet, there's a certain sect of followers who feel Amir Johnson is among the most valuable, efficient players in the league.
Now Thomas following the 3-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Sullinger the screen. Thomas passes to Sullinger. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And really a fantastic season for Sullinger last year. Really made some leaps forward, but missed a lot of time still due to injury.
Sullinger did continue to improve last year, Clark, but you can't ignore that he had to miss time once again.
Yeah, and you hope that he'll be able to stay healthy for a full year at some point. When he's on the floor, he's a hard matchup for just about every team in the league.
That free throw's good from Sullinger. And for Sullinger last season, further indication, Clark, that he needs to keep working on his conditioning.
And that was a concern coming into the league with Jared, is just how committed would he be to working on his body all the time and maintaining a level of conditioning that he needs. And injuries have been a part of that not being the case, but when he's out there, he's capable.
It's taken away by Smith. Love right side. And Boston with the rebound. Johnson's got 8 rebounds in this game. Johnson the screen. Crowder kicks to Sullinger. Puts one up from 19. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
And talking about Sullinger, you wonder if he's been in the right scheme for the past couple years. He's not a three-point shooter. He's a back-to-the-basket banger. You want proof, only hit 28% from behind the arc last season, and that was his career high.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they are not backing off at all, are they?
Stolen by Thompson. Smith on the wing. He's guarded by Thomas. And here's Irving. Shot clock at 5. Love kicks to Smith. Pulls up. Cleveland the rebound. Love wide open. He fires. Another miss by Love.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Thomas with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Thomas kicks to Johnson. The feed to Crowder. Dishes it to Sullinger. Top of the key, Bradley. Great look, but off the mark.
You know, on the topic of Sullinger, guys, he said publicly that people are doubting him. And he's right. I mean, until he gets in better shape and stays that way, there will always be questions surrounding that part of his game. Hopefully for him going forward, he can be more Duncan than Diao in the way he treats his body.
With Doris from the sideline.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Brad Stevens was giving to his team. He told his guys that their offense needed to run through Sullinger. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
And thank you, Doris. Thomas against Irving. It's a pick by Love. Smith up top. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Smith's got 5 points so far. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for Cleveland?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort to the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Here's Crowder. J.R. Smith making his last shot. To end the drought, Boston again missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
And that one's good. Cavs didn't start the season as a team built around the three, but they would end it that way.
Yeah, and after the trade for Smith and Shumpert, it changed their dynamic. All of a sudden, they can do a lot of damage from beyond the arc.
And here is Thomas following the three-pointer by Kyrie Irving. And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
And that's an aggressive play to try to get the rebound. Just a little too aggressive.
And unnecessary. That's over the top. That's doing too much, Greg. He wasn't in good position there, and he was never going to get the ball. He just wasted a foul.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Sullinger. Jerebko comes in for Amir Johnson. And it's Turner in for Crowder.
And, you know, for the Cavs, they ended up in the top 5 in made threes per game, but they actually led the NBA in made threes per game after the trade.
Now here's Thomas. He has 7. Pass to Olynyk for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got his 7th assist in the game.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Fry dishes to Mozgov, and that one's good. Mozgov's got 6 points.
And last season, the Cavs would shatter all sorts of franchise records in the three department. I mean, makes sense to have that many shooters on your roster when LeBron opens up so much in terms of floor space.
So it's the Cavaliers now, following the bucket by the Celtics. LeBron outside. Puts up the baby hook, and the nice bucket inside from Mozgov. Mozgov's got 4 points this quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Now, here's Thomas, and the basket by Olynyk.
Okay, that's more like it. A nice job here in the second. I mean, their field goal percentage is way up compared to what they did in the first half, where they shot a very low percentage. It actually was just above 30%.
Turner against LeBron. And they double up James. Smith outside. Down low. Fry passes to Mozgov. That's a 2 from Smith. But he stays with it. Over Smart. Smith missing again. Celtics trail by 15. Now here's Smart. He's got 6. Feeds to Thomas. In the corner, Smart with it. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. And it's 8 points for Marcus Smart.
They're on track here in the second half after their less than impressive first half. And I think they came out with tired legs to start. But they've turned it around. They found some energy, and they look a lot more active and engaged.
First personal foul.
Well, we know the Mozgov started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
And credit to the Cavs for going out and getting Mozgov. I mean, they paid a hefty price giving up the 2 first-rounders, but thus far he's proved to be worth it.
Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. He hits the second from the line.
And the Mozgov trade, guys, for the Cavs, I think can be viewed as their big turning point in the season. He completely changed the defense of their team. He was that missing piece of the puzzle.
There's the pick. Olynyk sets a screen for Thomas. Nice job coming off that screen. Thomas got 10 points.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
And another miss by Cleveland.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
1:07 left in the third quarter of the game. He kicks it to Urebko. And the 3 off target. Cleveland leading by 11. Passes it to James. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Now here's Thomas. 10 points for him. Now Smart. Right side, Thomas. Again, Thomas missing.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
LeBron up top. 16 points for him. Left side, Shumpert. Wide open. No good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Cleveland ahead. They lead by 13. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. The Cavaliers leading by 13 on the court for Cleveland. They've got Matthew Dellavedova. Tristan Thompson is out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Iman Shumpert, and it's Irving in at the 1 spot.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
Well, last season would be one where Kevin Love played a different role, saw his numbers decline, but that was, I think, especially with LeBron and Kyrie, much better players than he ever had in Minnesota. That was to be expected.
It's a great point, Kevin. And Love dropped about 10 points per game in terms of his output. The field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage was down. But still, he traded it all to be on a winning team. And I really feel like his numbers will start to go up as he makes the adjustment to playing with great players.
Good point. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Sullinger. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Cleveland's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. The screen from Thompson. Irving kicks to Love. And he gets it to go. Love's got 10 points here in the second half.
And, you know, for Love last season, we knew he'd be in a supporting role to LeBron. You put any player next to LeBron, and he automatically becomes some kind of role player.
Now here's Turner. Crowder with it. Shot clock at 5. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
And thinking back to Love and his numbers last year, we saw the same thing from Bosh when he played with LeBron. Love and Bosh had similar reductions in scoring, but both were still great players, and they both have the ability to adapt and impact the game in other ways.
And the first one drops. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are. Clark.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
And Cleveland making a change here. Smith has checked in. Both shots good from the stripe.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
Now, here is Irving. Left side, Love. Unloads from 13. Goes back up. Thompson with the bucket. And the Cavaliers lead by 18.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Here's Turner. Here's Sullinger. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
You talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Celtics trail by 16. Outside Turner. They swipe it. The drive by Smith. The rebound by Johnson.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Bradley against Irving. Johnson with a screen on Irving. Shot clock at 5. Bradley kicks to Johnson. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
It's a pick by Love. Here's Dellavedova, guarded by Bradley. Thompson misses. Celtics have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And it's Turner off the drive. Smith with the defensive effort. The Cavaliers leading by 14. Here's Irving. The pass to Love. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Turner. And the Celtics shooting 41% for the game. Here's Crowder. The offensive rebound. Here's Johnson. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
It's been a solid outing for Johnson. He's got 13 rebounds and 8 points.
At the line for the Celtics, Ernie Johnson will be at the line shooting.
First one falls for him. Well, last year for the Celtics, they weren't exactly world beaters at home. Still good enough, though, to get the job done.
Yeah, just a game over 500 here in Boston. Not great, but at least it was over 500 for a young up-and-coming team.
LeBron's checked in for Cleveland. And Johnson drops them both.
And, you know, for the Celtics at home, they were able to get wins by playing tough defense in front of their rabid fans. Their offense virtually the same as when they were on the road. The defense was the difference at home.
Celtics trail by 12. Right wing. Johnson with a screen on Irving. And the shot's good from Crowder.
And as you said with the Celtics, it was the D at home that helped them get wins here. They'll want to be better than one game over 500 this season to get back into the postseason.
He used that pick to get in close. Thompson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
Bradley dishes to Turner. Looking for Crowder. He gets it there. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Outside Bradley. Johnson with a screen on Smith. Clock is at 3. Bradley goes up again, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line. Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
And the second free throw, good. And for the Celtics, 28 of their 40 wins on the season came against the East. Not impressive, but it got the job done in a conference which could be had at times, obviously.
That's true, but what should be noted, Kevin, about the Celtics against the East is just how well they played against the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Right.
I mean, against the East top 8, they shot a lot better and executed a lot better as well. So you can see them stepping up their game against the competition.
Here's Turner following the basket by Kyrie Irving. And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut down now to just 10 in the basket from Bradley.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
And here's Love for 3. Rebound Boston.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
Bradley against Smith. The dish to Crowder. No good from outside. The Cavaliers leading by 10. James, the pass to Smith. Good, and the assist goes to James. That's 7 points for Smith.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
Here's Bradley. J.R. Smith making his last shot.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
Yeah, I'd echo that. I mean, we're witnessing something special here today, Greg.
Now here's Irving. the middle. Here's Thompson. Rebounded by the Celtics. Zellinger's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Out to the right wing. Celtics passing it around. Johnson sets the screen for Turner. Over to the wing. Fires the 3. Boston again missing. The Cavaliers leading by 12. No good from LeBron.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Yeah, at this level, you got to make that shot. It's plain and simple. You got to knock that one down.
Now here's Crowder. Sullinger the screen. Crowder kicks to Turner. He dishes it to Sullinger. From down in the low post, it goes. Sullinger's got 10 points in just the second half. Now Cleveland shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all.
Here we go, Boston. Now coming on the board, the Celtics dancer. Give it up.
With Doris from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
All right, Doris. Now here is Smith. Irving kicks to James. Crowder with the steal. And a fast break now for the Celtics. And the rejection by James. He feeds it to Irving. Smith outside. Kicks it to Thompson. Back to Smith. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And it's 9 points for J.R. Smith.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
It's tipped. Irving against Thomas. At the elbow, Sullinger. Off the pick. Score the basket. His 8 for 13 from the floor.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Here's James. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Celtics ball.
Thomas against Irving. Puts up the baby hook. Sullinger, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 10. Down low. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. How much more is there to say about LeBron James, Clark? Incredible consistency, unbelievable athleticism. He just is a marvel in every way the longer he plays.
Kevin, when you look at his career averages, I mean, just off the charts, and he has the same unbelievable year every year. The consistency, phenomenal.
In talking about LeBron's consistency, it's not just a physical effort. It's also a mental one. I mean, you know you're targeted by the defense all game. That'll wear down even the best players. How is it that LeBron's armor just never seems to be penetrated?
He's off on the second.
You know, on the topic of LeBron, one of the few areas where he could improve consistency in is from the three-point line. 3 years ago, he hit over 40% from downtown. 2 years ago, 38. Then last year, down to 35.
Now, here's Irving. The feed now to LeBron. And they double up James. Here's Thompson, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
The Cavaliers leading by 11. It's stolen by Bradley. Dishes it to Johnson. Johnson with a screen on Love. It's taken away by Smith. And here is Irving. Latrey. Smith with the basket on the assist by Irving. That's 12 points for J.R. Smith.
We're seeing him bring that shooting percentage up now, guys. The first half was a struggle for him.
Now here's Thomas. Sullinger, a screen on Smith. Pass to Sullinger. Shot clock at 5. Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. Thomas's shot is off.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Now here's Irving. Here's LeBron. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Bradley's got his 3rd rebound tonight. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
When you can make adjustments to the shot in midair and midstream and still knock it down, you know you're flowing.
Taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career's been kind of up and down. Greg started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year. And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish. And LeBron has been in the postseason every year since his rookie season. Last year he passed Jerry West on the all-time postseason scoring list. I'm sure he'll just continue to climb up the record book.
Kicks to Thomas. Back to Bradley. Boston, no good that time either. The Cavaliers leading by 13. Love dishes to James. And a wide open look for Irving. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Irving's got 4 this quarter.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Cavaliers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
They sure did, Kevin. Every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good look at the basket. And they didn't hesitate, and the aggressiveness paid off.
Just a quality win, and you look at the box score and some really good numbers for James. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got. This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Now here's Bradley, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. Here's Thomas. It's rebounded by Cleveland. And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
Sure can, because they've earned the win.
And oh, here we go. Young's got it, the fast break chance. It's hauled in by Fry. Here's Dellavedova. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, you guys had a tremendous second half. What were the things that had to happen to win this game?
No, we all contributed tonight, and if we have a well-balanced, scoring and we're efficient on both ends, we usually end up winning the game. And, like you said, the second half was big for us tonight.
It takes 5 guys to win it in the NBA. Kevin, thanks for your time. Back to the table.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
There's no doubt about it. This guy is a leader. He was in attack mode all night, calling for it and delivering in some big plays and baskets. His point total shows everything that I'm talking about. The defense was like, what am I going to do? And he was like, nothing, because I'm toying with you.
We all know, anytime you got LeBron James on the floor, he's going to bring that will to win. He has so many tools in his arsenal he can throw at you, not to mention his defense. Literally, any night he can take over a game. Tonight we saw King James exert his will on the game.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.